تبتغي مرضات أزواجك والله غفور رحيم. قد فرض الله لكم تحلة أيمانكم والله مولاكم وهو العليم الحكيم. وإذ أسر النبي إلى بعض أزواجه حديثا فلما نبأت به وأظهره الله عليه عرف بعضه وأعرض عن بعض فلما نبأها به فإن الله هو مولاه وجبريل وصالح المؤمنين والملائكة بعد ذلك ظهير. عسى ربه إن طلقكن أن يبدله أزواجا خيرا منكن مسلمات مؤمنات قانتات تائبات عابدات سائحات ثيبات وأبكارا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Allah has certainly made lawful for you the dissolution of your oaths, and Allah is your master, and He is the all-knowing, the all-wise. When the Prophet confided a matter to one of his wives, but when she divulged it, instead of guarding the secret, and Allah apprised him about it, he acquainted her with part of the matter and ignored part of it. So when he told her about it, she said, "Who informed you about it?" He said, "The All-Knowing and the All-Aware has informed me." If the two of you repent to Allah, for your hearts have certainly swerved, and if you back each other against him, then know that Allah is indeed his guardian, and his supporters are Gabriel, the righteous among the faithful, and thereafter the angels. It may be that if he divorces you, his Lord will give him, in your stead, wives better than you, such as are Muslim, faithful, obedient, penitent, devout, and given to fasting, virgins and non-virgins. O you who have faith, save yourselves and your families from a fire whose fuel will be people and stones, over which are assigned severe and mighty angels, who do not disobey whatever Allah commands them and carry out what they are commanded. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The parable of his light is a niche wherein is a lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The glass, as it were, a glittering star, lit from a blessed olive tree, neither eastern nor western, whose oil almost lights up, though fire should not touch it. Light upon light, Allah guides to his light whomever he wishes. Allah draws parables for mankind, and Allah has knowledge of all things. Allah the Most High, the Supreme, has spoken the truth. Allahumma salli ala Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you Hussain. For you and with you Hussain. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla. For you and with you Hussain. When Yazidi slings and arrows murdered Abbas the lover.
When Yazidi slings and arrows murdered Abbas the lover.
Ashkiya taunted our Mawla.
Ashkiya taunted our Mawla.
You have no one, Ibn Zahra. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussaina. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla. For you and with you Hussain. When Shabih Mustafa fell, Mawla said this in his farewell.
When شبیه Mustafa fell, Moulana Syed this in his farewell.
How will I carry you, Aqib?
How will I carry you, Aqib?
How will I face Layla? Laka wa labbaik ya Hussaina, Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla, for you and with you, Hussain. Holding a cigar, said our Mawla, Inna lillah but ilahi.
Holding a cigar, said our Mawla, Inna lillah but ilahi.
Tell me how to bury a cigar.
Tell me how to bury a cigar.
How to comfort his sakina. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussaina, Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla, for you and with you, Hussain. Ridhan biqadaihi wa tasliman li'amri Mawla whispered.
Ridhan biqadaihi wa tasliman li'amri Mawla whispered.
Heaven is still reverberating.
Heaven is still reverberating
from the whisper, from the sajda. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussaina, Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla, for you and with you, Hussain. Why are you hiding, O Baba, from Sakina, Aina Abata?
Why are you hiding, O Baba, from Sakina, Aina Abata?
Come to me, come to the Maqtal.
Come to me, come to the Maqtal.
تعال إلي يا بني لك ولبيك يا حسينا لك ولبيك يا Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla, for you and with you, Hussain. Yom-e Ashura we killed every Hussaini Ashqiya said.
Yom-e Ashura we killed every Hussaini Ashqiya said.
Lady Zainab said Hussaini.
Lady Zainab said Hussaini.
Shia will live till Qiyamah. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussaina. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla, for you and with you, Hussain. When the Zalim tried to suppress voices of freedom and justice,
when the Zalim tried to suppress voices of freedom and justice,
we will stand up for the Madhloom.
we will stand up for the Madhloom.
as Hussainis with the Noha. Laka wa labbaik ya Hussaina, Laka wa labbaik ya Hussain. For you and with you, O Mawla, for you and with you, Hussain.
Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Mu'mineen, Mu'minat, just a small point about seating. If there are young kids who are seated in the chairs, agar bachche baithe hain na kursiyon pe, if they can come forward and sit here downstairs, then it will create a space or two for the elderly people. Also, if you don't mind, don't block the staircase, move to one side. ये सीढ़ियों की एक तरफ हो जाएं ताकि अगर लोग कुछ आना चाहें तो वो आ सकें. Same issue over there. If you cannot block the rows, please, the stairs, please. Thank you. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Mu'mineen, as you know, we start at 5:40 p.m. every day, and these majalis will run till the 9th of Muharram. There will be 2 additional majalis on the 11th and 12th of Muharram. They will be recited by Sheikh Ali Ma'asumi. Same time, 5:40 p.m. start, 6 p.m. Maulana will sit on the mimbar. Today and in the coming 4 days, there will be a question answer session after the Matam. The Matam will be around 7 p.m. So please do stay behind for that and until the Majlis is complete. You can put your questions using the slido.com tool. If you go there, and the code is Muharram-1448, which is mentioned here, Muharram 2026, no spaces. Please do turn your cell phones off or on quiet and turn off any alarms. There have been disturbances in the last 2 majalis which were not welcome. There is an extensive collection of Islamic books, including for children and the youth, that are not easily available in Pakistan. Today there is a 30% discount on the original prices, so please do avail yourself of the remaining supply before these run out. Today's Majlis is sponsored by the family of Marhum Sayyid Zahir Ahmad Shah. Please recite a Suratul Fatiha for him and for the Marhumeen of the families of Sayyid Riaz Hussain Shah and Sayyid Wajid Ali Shah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, with a packed crowd, we can do better than that. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Without further ado, I will request Hujjatul Islam Moulana Syed Ali Aqib Jaffry to come and recite the 5th Majlis on the topic of Basira, spiritual insight, the need of the hour. Please welcome him with a loud salawat.
Suratul Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب قلوبنا وبالقاسم محمد صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الغر الميامين المعصومين من يومنا هذا إلى يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وخطابه المتين وهو أصدق القائلين وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني صلوات Quran is a collection of basiras. One of the duties of the Quran is to inspire basira in all of those who sit in the companionship of the Quran. The same goes with the Ahlul Bayt. Whoever connects with the Ahlul Bayt, whoever sits in their company, will benefit in a manner either his guidance would be increased or they would reduce themselves in their blindness. Both serve the same purpose. And if you have the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt with you, and you do not have the entire world with you, you have nothing to lose. And if you have the entire world with you, but do not have the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt with you, you have nothing to gain. We are blessed. Alhamdulillah, we have been blessed with both of these blessings, the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. There is a beautiful statement of our sixth Imam where he advises one of his companions, Hisham, a statement full of basira. He says, Ya Hisham, law kana fi yadika jawza, if you have a walnut in your hand, and the entire world says this is a pearl, it is not going to benefit you as long as you know that this is a walnut. And if you have a lu'lu, if you have a pearl in your hand and the entire world says that this is a walnut, while you know that this is a pearl, whatever they say will not harm you. It will not harm you. If you know the blessing of Ahlul Bayt and the blessing of Quran that we have been blessed with, nothing will harm us. But you need to know and you need to have that ma'rifah. For if a person does not have that ma'rifah, he does not have that understanding, if he does or she does not value the Quran or the Ahlul Bayt, then they will not be able to benefit from it. They might be able to exchange that pearl with something of lesser value. They might be able to exchange the way of life of the Holy Quran by something of lesser value and be happy about it. The Quran points us to that which is most muhkam, which is most upright, the Ahlul Bayt. And the Ahlul Bayt explain to us the delicacies and the hidden secrets of the Quran. They both go hand to hand with each other. Holding on to one of them and ignoring the other is not what we have been taught or advised. The Holy Prophet had said, "Inni tarikun fikum ath-thaqalain, kitab Allah wa itrati ahla bayti." I'm leaving behind two heavy things: the Quran and my Ahla Bayt, and my ithrat, my progeny, the Ahla Bayt. They will never separate from each other. And as long as you hold on to them, you will never go astray. So we need to hold to both of them, not just one of them. The Quran, for its interpretation, is in need of divinely appointed guides, divinely appointed and divinely authorized interpreters. For if Quran is interpreted without them, then it will be open to different interpretations and there will be confusion in the Ummah. That is why we find another important statement full of basira of Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. In the battles, one of the battles when one of his companions, Abdullah ibn Abbas, who was a master of the Holy Quran, he was arguing with the Khawarij. And he was using the Quran. The Imam called him and advised him. He said, "La tukhasimhum bil Quran." Do not argue with them with the Quran. Do not, Quran being the book of Allah, the word of Allah, the Imam is saying this is basira, where you know which tool to use at what time. La tukhasimhum bil Quran. Do not argue with them with the Quran. Why? Because the Quran is a carrier that can be interpreted in different ways. Taqul wa yaqulun. You will say something, they will say something else. You will not go anywhere with that. Bal hajijhum bis sunnah. Argue with them using the sunnah. They will not be able to run away. So this tells us that Quran is not the only source of religion. The Sunnah of the Holy Prophet is another equally valid source of religion that is authenticated by the Quran as well. Where the Holy Quran says, "Ma ataakumur rasul fakhuzuh." Whatever the Holy Prophet gives you, take it. "Wa ma nahakum an fantahu." And whatever he stops you from, avoid it. This verse itself is an authentication of the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet. So do not limit yourself in arguments. Show this to me from the Quran. You will not find all the nitty-gritty details of the Sharia in the Quran. The Quran was not supposed to be a book that will hold within it all the nitty and gritty details of Sharia. A lot of that has been explained by the Holy Prophet and the progeny of Ahlul Bayt. That is how it has been set up, and that is what the verse of the Holy Quran where it says, "Inna hadhal Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam." This Quran points towards that which is most upright. It is pointing to those divinely appointed guides, those divinely appointed interpreters of the Holy Quran. Because if you stick to the Holy Quran alone, then because it is possible, it is open to multiple interpretations, there will be confusion and doubt. So it was important that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alongside the Quran, He should send someone who would close the doors of all false interpretations. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make so much effort to ensure that the Quran was delivered error-free? Why? The channel that Allah chose, Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, he is Ameen. The Holy Prophet, if those who do not believe in the absolute infallibility of the Holy Prophet, all of the Muslim Ummah believes in the infallibility of. So now that generation that lived at the time of the Holy Prophet, they received, delivered, the message was fulfilled. And let us talk about the generations that followed. And let us talk about the generations that followed. I can consent that all the companions knew religion and practiced on the religion. As we move away from the time of the Holy Prophet, and assuming there is no divine representative on the face of earth after the Holy Prophet. Now Allah, the Holy Prophet. The Hakim Allah, the wise Allah, who took so much pains and effort to make sure that religion was delivered corruption free. Was it only for one generation? Just one generation? And then the generations to follow should all stay in confusion and doubt? Well, if that was the case, then there was no need to take so much pains to ensure that the first generation also received the message error-free and free of corruption. When Allah is taking so much pain and promising that I am going to protect the Quran till the day of judgment, then the description and explanation of the Quran that has to come through someone who knows the insides and outsides of the Quran should also be there alongside the Quran till the day of judgment. Till the day of judgment. And this is a logical argument. If you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and agree and testify to His wisdom, there is no way but to end up at this conclusion that there has to be someone alongside the Quran in all times to come who would be the guardian of the Quran. Otherwise, all that effort for only one generation doesn't make sense, and for all thousands of years to come, we don't even know what the true religion of Allah is. That is why the Holy Prophet said, Inni tarikun fikum uthaqalain. I'm leaving behind you two heavy things, two weighty things. The Quran, the message of Allah, wa itrati ahla bayti, and my ahlul bayt, who are the divine interpreters of the Holy Quran. They will never separate from each other. They will stay with each other. We are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He showed us, He guided us to this holy household. And those who value this holy household, they are not ready to give up the holy household at the cost of this dunya even. That will happen only when we hold on to the Ahlul Bayt. The Ahlul Bayt has been endorsed and identified by the Holy Prophet in different ways. Ana Madinatul Ilm wa Aliyun Babuha. I am the city of knowledge, and Ali alayhi salatu was salam, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, is the city of knowledge, is the gate of this city. Is this hadith trying to refer to the abundance of knowledge of the Holy Prophet? Ana Madinatul Ilm. I am the city of knowledge and Ali is his gate. If the intent was to describe the abundance of something in Arabic language, you do not use the term city, you use the word ocean. आप कहते हैं वो शख्स इल्म का समुंदर है. The Holy Prophet did not say ana baharul ilm. The Holy Prophet said ana madinatul ilm. Why did he? The Holy Prophet is an ocean of ilm as well, but he did not use that statement because the intent of this hadith was not to focus on the abundance of knowledge of the Holy Prophet, rather it was to focus on the gate of entry to this city. The focus here was किस दरवाजे से आना है, which door to use to access and tap onto the city of knowledge. Otherwise the Holy Prophet had he said Ana bahrul ilm, I am the ocean of ilm, then there would be no room left to focus on the message that he wanted to deliver, that Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is the door to that knowledge. This hadith is mutawatir, all Muslim sects agree to this. They are the religious authority, the intellectual authority, the ilmi authority over the Muslims. Not only that, even when it comes to judgment, Aqzakum Ali, the Holy Prophet says, the best of the judges amongst you is Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. There are so many virtues of Amirul Mu'minin described in the life of the Holy Prophet that if you gather all of them, there will be no doubt left who we should be turning to. These are all statements of the Holy Prophet in which he is referring to us who our spiritual compass should be when he leaves this dunya. Who we should be turning to in matters of religion, in matters of judgment, in matters of governance, and so on and so forth. The Basirat, the Holy Prophet is, in certain riwayat we find, the Holy Prophet is Basirat himself. The Imams are Basirat themselves. For if you know who the Holy Prophet is, and if you know who the Imam is, then you will not be confused. There's a beautiful story. And before I narrate that story, knowing and identifying your Imam, if you do that, then you have the necessary basira to save yourself from the hellfire. Knowing your Imam. Zayd, you must all have heard of Zayd, the son of the fourth Imam, Zayd bin Ali ibn al-Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. He sent one of his messengers to one of the companions of the Imam. Now this person, Zayd, is the son of an Imam and the brother of an Imam. He sent to a person called Ahwal who was in hiding. There was an uprising and people were uprising in those days, trying to avenge the martyrdom of Imam Hussain, and different people were gathering people and armies to fight the tyrant of that time. So he sent a messenger and he called him, he comes to meet him and see him. And this person was in hiding. He says to me, if one day a messenger of mine was to knock at your door, would you come along with him? Would you rise along with him? In other words, if I send a messenger to you, inviting you to join my army, would you come with me? He said, if it was your father or your brother, I certainly will. If it was your father or brother, I certainly will. He said, but I want to fight against these tyrants and these zalims. The action is not a sin itself, it is a virtue. Fighting the tyrants is a virtue. There's a very important message here. will you come with me? He said, no. If it was your father or your brother, then I will. I want to fight these zalims. He said, no, if it is you. If it is you who is calling. He said, do you prefer yourself, your life over mine? He said, innaha nafsun wahida. There's only one soul that I have. I have only one soul. And then he said a statement which is full of basira. He says, فَإِنْ كَانَ لِلَّهِ فِي الْأَرْضِ حُجَّةٌ. The word hujjah, when it comes in traditions, it means the divine proof of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One that Allah has appointed as His proof, and if you disobey Him, Allah is going to question you. When He commands, it becomes an obligation to follow Him, and when He prohibits, it becomes an obligation to stop from that what He is prohibiting against. He says, فَإِنْ كَانَ لِلَّهِ فِي الْأَرْضِ حُجَّةٌ. If Allah has a hujjah on the face of earth, فَالْمُتَخَلَّفُ أَنْكَ نَاجٍ. So if Allah has a hujjah, and obviously you are not that hujjah, then whoever does not follow you is saved. وَالْخَارِجُ مَعَكَ هَالِكٌ. And whoever accompanies you to fight is doomed. Why? Fighting the zalim? Why is he doomed? Because the hujjat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not fighting at this moment. When the hujjah says and thinks that this is not the time for an uprising, then uprising when the time is not right is not aligning yourself with the proof and divine hujjat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he says, وَإِن لَا تَكُنْ لِلَّهِ hujjah. If I believe that there is no hujjah of Allah, there is none who is divinely present on the face of earth, فَالْمُتَخَلَّفْ أَنْكَ وَالْخَارِجْ مَعَكَ سَوَاءٌ. Then whoever accompanies you and whoever does not accompany you, they're both the same. It does not matter if I accompany you or if I do not accompany you. So if the hujjat of Allah calls me, I have only one life. I cannot risk that for you. I will hold on to my life for the Imam of my time. Extreme basira. I have only one life. Why should I waste it? That's why you see people in Karbala, they were there with their lives for their Imam. Actually, one of the companions even said, there's only one life that I have. Then he turned back to him. The discussion continues. He turns back to him. He says, when I was a child and I used to sit with my father used to feed me the best of the morsels. And he used to wait, if the morsel was hot, he used to wait for it to get cold. He had so much compassion for me that he wanted even to protect me from the worldly fire. You think he would tell you about religion and not inform me about religion? Like your argument that the Imam Hujjat is there and following you, you think if that was the case, he would not have informed me? And yet informed you? He responded, he said, he did not inform you out of compassion. He did not inform you shafqatan, out of shafqat that he had. Because had he informed you, and then you decided to go against his information, then you would have ended up in the hellfire. When the Imam tells us to do something, and then you decide not to do. When the tribe of Musa, they said, can Allah send down Ma'idah from the skies? As Musa said, yes, he can. And Allah said, yes, I can. But after that, if any one of you disobeys and does not follow the rule of Allah, then I'm going to punish you like I've punished no one before. Because now the hujjat is tamam. Now the proof is tamam. And then he gave another example. He said, when Prophet Yaqub and Prophet Yusuf had seen that dream, and Prophet Yusuf informed Prophet Yaqub, what did he say? La taqsus ru'yaka ala ikhwatik. Do not narrate your dream to your brothers. فَيَكِيدُ لَكَ كَيْدًا, lest they plot against you. Why did Prophet Yaqub not inform his sons directly? They do not plot against him. He could have. He didn't. He said to Prophet Yusuf, do not inform them of the dream. They might plot against you. The fact that Prophet Yaqub did not inform his other children of that dream was precisely out of compassion. For had the Prophet informed them that he is another Prophet, he is the wali of Allah, and then they had plotted to throw him in the hellfire or kill him, they would have guaranteed the hellfire for themselves. So the Imam sometimes is hidden from us. This time in which we are living, in which the Imam is hidden from us, this is also a source of blessing for all of us. For if the Imam was there and he commanded us to do something and we were not ready for it, then we would be signing the world. There was confusion when the Imams passed one after the other. Finding the hujjat of Allah in those critical times needs basira. And the Quran says, the Imam says that there has been basira, enough basira that have been provided to you. It is only up to you to open your eyes and find the proof and hujjat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ana madinatul ilm wa aliyun babuha. I am the city of knowledge and he is the gate to that knowledge. Leaves no room for any doubt who that personality is. Aqzakum Ali. Ali is the one who judges, who is the best of the judges. In the time of the sixth Imam, one of the judges of Kufa by the name of Abdurrahman ibn Abi Lu'lu, 30 years judge in Kufa. He was a judge for 30 years. One day Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu was salam Muhammad met him in the streets. He said, I've heard you pass judgments, you are a judge. He said, yes. The Imam asked him, what do you base your judgments on? He said, on the Holy Quran. So what if you do not find a judgment in the Holy Quran? If you do not find a ruling in the Holy Quran, what are you going to do? I use the Sunnah. What if you do not find your answer in the Quran and Sunnah? He said, then I look at what the companions of the Holy Prophet have said. He said, what if you find multiple views, multiple opinions by the companion of the Holy Prophet? He said, then sometimes I give a verdict based on my own opinion. The Imam said, what if on the day of judgment, the Holy Prophet was to complain to Allah that my statement reached Abdurrahman, yet he did not listen to my statement. What are you going to answer? He said, when did I not listen to the Holy Prophet? He said, have you not listened to the statement of the Holy Prophet? Have you not heard the statement of the Holy Prophet? Aqzakum Ali. Ali is the best of the judges. So if in any matter Imam Ali has decided something and you give a verdict against what Amirul Mu'mineen has decided, you have gone against the teachings of the Holy Prophet. You have gone against the teaching. What are you going to answer on the day of judgment? That is one question. If we all try to answer that, we will be able to open our inner eyes. What if Allah asked, why did you listen? Why did you take your religion from this and this person? We need to have an answer for God. An answer that is acceptable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will be able to say, we heard the saying of the Holy Prophet, Ana madinatul ilm wa aliyun babuha. Ali was the city, the gate to that city. We used that gate to gain our religion. Your excuse will be accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you take a gate or any other path that is not endorsed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will not stand an excuse, you will not have an excuse before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To have that basirat, you have to detach yourselves from the attachment to this dunya. That is step one. In the coming days, inshallah, we'll talk more and more about how to open our inner eyes, what steps to take to inculcate that basira. Judgment, being a judge is a serious matter, and that is why the day before yesterday we mentioned that a judge is not supposed to take discounts. It is the duty of the Islamic government to make sure that all of the needs of the judges are taken care of. A slight attachment, a slight streak of attachment to the world can compromise his duty. And in the time of Amirul Mu'mineen, the companions in those days were running after wealth. That is why you see Zuhud being mentioned again and again in Nahjul Balagha. People were attached with this dunya, they loved this dunya, they were running after this dunya. And a slight sign of attachment to dunya by any of the judges demanded a severe response. When Imam heard that his judge Shurai has bought a house for 80 dinars and has gone extra lengths to prepare a document and attest to it and take witnesses, the Imam was upset. He called him and he talked to him. He said, very soon someone will come to you who will not ask you for this document that you have prepared, who will not ask you for the witnesses that you have prepared. He will take you out of this dunya and put you in the grave. And then he said, if had you come to me at that time, I would have prepared a document for you, just like this title deed that you have prepared for yourself. This is how a basir person looks at someone who is in a sensitive position, and he shows signs of attachment and love towards this dunya. He needs to be warned. I would have prepared a document for you, and after which you would not have bought this house, even if it was for the price of 1 dirham. You bought it for 80 dinars, even 1 dirham, you would have avoided it. And he said, this is this document. This is what a zaleel person, the buyer of this house is a zaleel person who is buying it from a dead man who has been summoned to depart. The seller is a person who is going to leave this dunya, and this person is one who is buying it from him. He has bought a house in the dunya of deception, in the alley of faneen, of people and places that are going to be doomed to perish. And this has 4 boundaries. The first boundary ends at the causes of affliction. The second boundary ends at the causes of calamities. The third boundary ends at the destructive desires. So if a judge shows signs of love towards this dunya, he is setting himself up for trouble. And the fourth boundary ends at the misguiding shaitan. And this house has a door which opens at this fourth boundary. And then he says, this man has been deceived by hopes. Should this purchaser incur any loss in what he has purchased, the responsibility belongs solely to the one who scatters the bodies of the kings, seizes the souls of the tyrants, and removes the kingdoms of the pharaohs. And those who amass wealth upon wealth, multiplied their riches, built their adorned, embellished and furnished, and imagined that they were doing all of this for their children. The responsibility of the loss lies on that purpose, on that Malakul Maut. He is the one who is going to turn this deed into a loss. While this person was thinking that they are doing this for their children, the Imam wants us in another statement. He says, La taj'al akbaru hammika bi ahlik wa wuldik. Do not make your biggest worry in this dunya your family and your children. Don't make that the biggest worry. Again, a statement of basira. Why? فَإِنَّهُمْ إِنْ يَكُونُوا أَوْلِيَاءَ اللَّهِ. If those people, your ahl and your children are awliya of Allah, are lovers of Allah, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُزِيءُ وَلِيَّهُ. Allah does not abandon His lovers. وَإِنْ يَكُونُوا أَعْدَاءَ اللَّهِ. And if they are enemies of Allah, فَمَا هَمُّكَ بِأَعْدَاءِ اللَّهِ. Then why are you worried about the enemies of Allah? If they are the lovers of Allah, Allah will take care of them. And if they are enemies of Allah, then why are you worried about them? It's a statement of basira. And at the end, the final statement, where every title deed has a witness, the Imam says that this deed also has a witness, and reason and aql itself is a witness to this deed as long as it is free from the shackles of attachment to this dunya. Those who get attached to this dunya fail to make the right decision in times of confusion. They then end up deciding to be in the ranks of the army of Yazid. Attachment to this dunya. That is why Imam Hussain alayhi salatu was salam, throughout his entire journey, he would rebuke the world and those who loved the world. He told them this world has never been loyal to anybody. Do not go after this world. He invited Umar Saad as well. He informed him, warned him. He said, I'm going to give you whatever you need in Medina, I'm going to give it to you. Don't do what you're doing. But he was blinded by the love of this dunya. I have been given the kingdom of Ray in return. The Imam said, you will not be able to benefit from it. The wheat of Ray was famous. It was a high producing land, lots of produce. He said, the wheat, I am looking at the wheat of the city of Ray, the province of Ray. The Imam said, that will not reach you. When one is blinded with the love of this dunya, he said, well, I will content myself with its barley. He got neither. This is how dunya deceives. On the day of judgment, on the day of Ashur, Imam in many different ways went to the battlefield. He spoke about this dunya. Do not get deceived by this dunya. This dunya has not been loyal to anyone. It will not be loyal to you. There were another statement of Basira. The Imam says, Sharrun nas man ba'a akhiratahu li dunya. A wicked person, a sharir person is one who sells his akhirah for his dunya. He sells off his akhirah in return of his dunya. But then he says, وَشَرٌّ مِّن ذَلِكَ, and even more sharir, more wicked than him, مَنْ بَاءَ آخِرَتَهُ لِدُنْيَا غَيْرِهِ, who sells his akhirah for someone else's dunya. The soldiers fighting in the camp of Umar Saad, they were selling their akhirah for the dunya of the likes of Umar Saad and Yazid. Yazid was going to benefit from them. They were not going to benefit from them. This is how dunya had deceived them. In Ziyarat-e-Arba'in, we find this statement where Imam says they had been deceived by the dunya for a very little price. Even in the statement, the deed that the Imam has mentioned, where he says the only one responsible for the loss would be death. In other words, pointing to us, do not engage yourself in transactions that are going to end with death. Engage in a transaction that will outlive death. You want to know if you're successful? Do not see how much bank balance you will have when you retire. See how much you will have when you leave this dunya. Think beyond the death. And those who fail to do that, who do not have the basira, who are connected and attached with this dunya, then no matter of advice, no level of advice will have any effect on them. Imam Hussain ﷺ cried on the day of Ashur for these people. And Lady Zainab asked, why are you crying? He said, my advice is not having any effect on them. He was crying for their souls. And he said, مُلِئَتْ بُطُونُهُمْ مِنَ الْحَرَامِ. Their stomachs are full of haram. If the stomachs are full of haram, then even the advice of Imam Hussain is not going to have any effect on them. Love of this dunya, no regard for religion, for religious laws, and this is what happens. On the day of Ashur, there came a time when all of the companions had been martyred. The Imam was left all alone. When he decided to leave for the battlefield, he looked at the maqtal, he looked where the bodies of the shuhada were placed. He called them one by one. Ya Zuhair, Ya Muslim, Ya Habib ibn Mazahir, Ya Muslim bin Awsaja, Ya Zuhair bin Qayn. Where are you? Are you not going to help your Imam? Your Imam is calling you. You're not going to respond? Have you decided not to help your Imam? But then the Imam himself answered, death hath overpowered you. I know if you were given a second chance, you are still ready to help your Imam. The Imam went to the battlefield, started admonishing them, advising them, and warning them. You have killed my sons, you have killed my brothers. If you kill me, then this will be irreversible. You will have no chance then. Do not do this. They were still not ready to listen. Then he said another statement. He said, if you are ready to kill me, then listen to the cries of the women coming from the camps. These are the families of the Holy Prophet. Can someone go and protect them? هَلْ مِنْ ذَابٍ يَذُبُّ عَنْ حَرَمِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. Is there anyone who is willing to go and protect the family of the household? Screams were heard from the camp of Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain returned back to the camp. Said, what has happened? I just said farewell to all of you. I told you to be patient. Why do I hear these screams and cries? He said, when you said, Hal min dhab bin yadhubbu an harami Rasulillah, Asghar began to cry. The Imam said to Lady Zainab, bring Asghar to me. Asghar was handed over to the Imam. He was told that this child has not had a sip of water since 3 days. Imam places him under his cloak and starts walking towards the ashqiya. The ashqiya for a moment thought that Imam is bringing Quran and he wants to make peace and he is going to put Quran between these two factions. He was not bringing a Quran, but he certainly was bringing a verse of the Holy Quran. When he removed his cloak, and the enemy saw the smallest warrior in the camp of Imam Hussain, they started to cry at the state of the child. Yet their love of the dunya did not stop them to act on what their fitrat was telling them to do. The Imam turned to them and asked them, Lema taqtuluni, why are you killing me? What I have done wrong? And then said, if you want to kill me, if you have any issues, your issues are with me. This child has not done any wrong to you. In lam tarhamuni farhamuha zat tifl. If you show no mercy on me, at least have mercy on this child. Faskuho sharabatam mimma. Give him a sip of water. Ek pani ka ghoot pila do isko. Revolution began to occur in the camp of Yazid. Why can't we give him a child? The state of the child was set, the tradition says, in another maqtal, it is mentioned, the Imam says, give him a sip of water. Don't you see kaifa yataladha? How is he in the state of taladha? The word talazza is referred when you take a fish out of water. When the fish happens to dive out of water, in the initial stages it begins to flip-flop. And after a few minutes, its body is still. And after a few more minutes, the only part of its body that is moving are its lips. It would open its lips and close its lips. Open its lips, trying to find the fountain of life. That state is called taladha. So Ali Asghar was in a state where his entire body was still. The only parts of his body that were moving were his lips. He would open his lips and close his lips. Open his lips and close his lips. This is the final warrior of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, the youngest warrior. Yet the effect was so profound that Umar Saad feared a revolution in his army. He said to Hurmala, Iqta kalam al-Hussain, finish off his statement. This meant to kill Ali Asghar. But someone merciless as Umar Saad was also trembled by this statement. And he wanted to confirm, do you want me to kill Ali Asghar or Imam Hussain? And Umar Saad said, do you not see the light whiteness of on the neck of Ali Asghar? Aim for that. This merciless person used a 3-pronged arrow and fired at Ali Asghar. The Imam of the time sees the arrow coming towards Ali Asghar. Ali Asghar is in the hands of the Imam. This is a great trial for a father. Ali Asghar on his hands, about to be killed by a 3-pronged arrow. Yet the Imam's hands are stable as ever. So stable that the arrow hits the target on the dot. This was the first test that Imam successfully passed with Ali Asghar. But there are yet higher tests and difficult tests that the Imam has to give. Blood started to sprinkle out from this little neck of Ali Asghar. The Imam took the blood of Ali Asghar in his wrist, in his hands. What should he do with this blood? He wanted to drop this blood on the soil of Karbala. The plains of Karbala shouted and cried, "O Imam, if a drop of blood is going to reach me, I would not be able to produce till the day of judgment." The Imam stopped. Then the Imam wanted to throw the blood towards the skies. The skies cried out, "O Imam, if a drop of blood is to come towards me, I will not be able to shower rain till the day of judgment." Not knowing what to do, the Imam takes this blood and wipes it off on his face and his beard. Says, "I'm going to meet my Lord on the day of judgment in this state with the blood of Ali Asghar on my face. This will be my evidence against these ashqiya on the day of judgment." Now the body of Ali Asghar
Asghar is in the hands of Imam. The Imam has to give another test. He has to take this body alone back to the camps. Back to the camp. The Imam starts to walk back. As the Imam is walking, he is saying, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He stops for a moment. What is he thinking? He must be thinking, how am I going to deliver this body to the mother? The mother must be thinking that Ali Asghar's thirst has been quenched in the battlefield. It is true, Ali Asghar's thirst was quenched, but not by the Ashqiya, but by his grandfather Rasulullah. He quenched the thirst of Ali Asghar, but the mother doesn't know that. How is the mother going to take this body from Imam Hussain? He stops, he starts walking back. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He then stops and then makes another attempt to go towards the camp. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It is this moment, precisely this moment, or a moment, few moments before it, when the Imam remembered all of you on the day of Ashur. The Imam said, Laytakum fi yawmi ashura tanzuruni. A verse, a poem that is attributed to the Imam. Imam says, I wish, oh my Shias, all of you were present on the day of Ashura. Laytakum fi yawmi ashura jami'an. All of you, tanzuruni. At least you would have seen me in this state. In which state? Kayfa astasqi litifli. How I asked for water for my 6 months. Fa'abaw an yarhamuni. And they showed no mercy.
Ala lanatullahi ala al-qawm al-zalimin. Allah, by the sacred blood that was spilled in Karbala, please accept the dili hajat of all the mu'mineen and mu'minat that are here. Let us send our salams to Imam Hussain and his companions and his sons and the Imams. As-salamu ala al-Hussain wa ala Ali ibn al-Hussain wa ala awlad al-Hussain wa ala ashab al-Hussain. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Matame Hussain.
Hussain. Oh, Our Lady, Rubab, Rubab, oh Our Lady, Rubab, 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 oh Our Lady, Rubab. Everyone, Rubab, Rubab, oh Our Lady, Rubab. Louder, Matam, Rubab. You see that infant head on the spear, and how it's slaughtered from ear to ear. You see that infant's head on the spear, and how it's slaughtered from ear to ear. He is my baby, Ali Asghar. He is my baby, Ali Asghar. His shahada is inqilab. Rubab, Rubab, feel the tremors rising again. It is the final breath of Hussain. You feel the tremors rising again. It is the final breath of Hussain. He is my Aqa, the son of Zahra. He is my Aqa, the son of Zahra. He is Allah's intikhab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady. Everyone. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. You hear this angel weeping alone. Her cries of Baba challenge the throne. You hear this angel weeping alone. Her cries of Baba challenge the throne. She is Sakina, my little princess. She is Sakina, my little princess. Her Sahara is Buturab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Oh, not a single moment of calm from the streets of Kufa to Sham. Oh, not a single moment of calm from the streets of Kufa to Sham. Oh, can you see us, oh our Shia? Oh, can you see us, oh our Shia? At the mercy of every mob. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. You smell the fragrance of Mustafa in the tears of Zainul Ibad. You smell the fragrance of Mustafa in the tears of Zainul Ibad. With every manzil, with every moment, with every manzil, with every moment, he is aging in his shabab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Oh, for your noble resistance, Hussain, I would offer my 2 kids again. Oh, for your noble resistance, Hussain, I would offer my 2 kids again. But for your trampled, unshrouded body, but for your trampled, unshrouded body, I will stand under the sun and sob. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme everyone. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Umme Rubab, Umme Rubab. Our Lady, Umme Rubab. Ya Hussain, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Mu'mineen, we will have a short question and answer session, so please take a seat.
While we start questions from the audience, I will read one question from the Slido portal. It says, can we use letter number 3 to discourage us from buying houses and cars? Is it wrong to work for them?
or is it for sensitive positions as judges? Well, it's not wrong to engage in having possessions of this dunya. What is wrong is to get attached and connected to the point that you might prioritize them over your religion. So it is not a problem if you buy a house or buy a car, but do remember that when you're buying a car, you are creating an additional burden on yourself in terms of now you will be having to spend time to fix it, to improve it, to renovate it, to paint it. All of these troubles and calamities and affliction will come with it. But as long as you do not attach yourself to these things, it is okay. When it comes to sensitive positions like judges, yes, the bar is much higher. Any signs of greed, any signs of having to acquire more, any signs of slight attachment to this dunya will be dealt with severely. So yes, to some extent, the role of being a judge has something to play in this matter. And in retrospect, for all of us, we need to be careful that the more we attach ourselves, again I'm using this word again and again, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, the more connection we have this dunya, the more we are setting ourselves for trouble. But if you have this the entire dunya with you, but you're not connected with it to the extent that if you had to give it up for the sake of Allah, you would have given it, then that would be a source of your akhirah for you, and there's no problem in acquiring those kinds of dunyavi possessions. Yes. Wa alaikum salam.
So thank you very much for that, as always. Sorry, this is a request and one question, and I think after what I'm carrying, my father right now is in hospital, very, very sick with cancer. So I just wanted to request if possible that the Fatiha with the Wali for his shafa.
Sure. Let us do the ayah for Shafat, Amman Yujibul 5 times together for his father and all of the sick people who deserve and are in need of this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amman Yujibul Mustarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su. Amman Yujibul Mustarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su. أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. وعليكم السلام.
That's the question.
Nobody was trying to save their lives on that day. So the intent there was to get martyrdom in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to secure victory through martyrdom. So they all were there, and when the Imam was taking Ali Asghar with him and asking for water, he knew that they are not going to give water. He knew that. He knew what would happen to Ali Asghar. Right? If he wanted to save Ali Asghar, he would never have taken him to the battlefield. He was using his final card that he had to try to at least save a few more people, just like her. Maybe a few other people will get overwhelmed by what is happening and the inhuman actions of the army of Yazid and might switch sides. So he was again trying to help the souls of the enemy. And this is interesting. If you see that in the night of Ashura, he was saying to his own friends, leave me, leave me. And on the day of Ashura, he was saying, who is there to help me? He was sending people away on the night of Ashura because he wanted only the pure of the purest to stay with him. And on the day of Ashura, he was calling people from the other side to come and help him, because he wanted only the worst of the worst to stay there. So that is why you will see Imam Hussain with two different contradictory statements apparently, but they are not contradictory. Yes, anyone, any other question? There's a question by that little girl in the middle. Wa alaikum assalam.
My question is that you said the Al-Baqarah and Quran will never get separated, but haven't they already separated?
How?
Like, sorry to say, but the Al-Baqarah died, so, and the Quran is still here, so separated.
Yes. So if we believe that no member of the Ahlul Bayt is living today, then your argument is correct. But we as Shias do not believe that. We believe in the station of Imamat, and we believe that Allah will keep one member of the Ahlul Bayt alive till the Day of Judgment, and that is the Imam of our time. So the Imam is alive, and since the Imam is alive, Quran and Ahlul Bayt has not separated. Yes, this would be a very, very good question to put to those who do not believe that there is Imamat after the Holy Prophet. They have to answer this question. The Holy Prophet said that they will stay together. So what has happened? There is Quran and no Ahlul Bayt. They have to answer this question, not us. Very good question. Any other question? We'll take one final question from the audience. Wa alaikum assalam. Very good question. If that movement of oppression is endorsed by the Imam, yes, you can go into that direction. That is why it is important, and we all strive for having a system where these movements are led by the Imams, or those who are appointed by the Imams, or those who have endorsements of the Imam. But if a movement, how sweet and how कितना ही वो fine words of humanity or justice or ये in slogans के साथ ना हो, if you have a movement with all of these sweet slogans like justice and all of human rights and all of that, but if it is not endorsed by the Imam, then being part of this movement without that basira, whether this movement is for someone else's personal gains and they're using the name of human rights and justice, or is it truly for the sake of Islam and it is endorsed by Islam, that is a decision we all need to take. Because yes, a lot of people will get deceived and will lose their lives for the dunya of someone else. I cannot throw a blanket statement. There are certain general principles. For example, the Imam said to his son, be a supporter of the oppressed and do not support the oppressor. This general statement would endorse all of the movements that are against the tyrants. However, in the presence of the Imam and in the presence of the Naib of the Imam, a deputy of the Imam, where you have access to the Imam and you do not listen to him, and then you go and join another movement thinking that this is a good movement, not knowing if it is endorsed by the Imam, then that would be a problem. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.